we were talking right before we recorded, and I said, "Oh, this would be an interesting conversation for the podcast." You walked into my room where we were recording, and as a joke, I hid behind the door and I yelled "boo" at you, and you almost dropped your phone.
No, that was I wasn't even afraid.
Yeah.
Don't misrepresent me.
But you did. You were on your phone.
I was on my phone, and I made a joke about if I was afraid, and I dropped.
Yeah. And then the question is, if I yelled "boo" and you dropped your phone, your new phone, and it cracked and it broke, is it my fault, or do I owe you cash?
I really think, I think it's a discussion. Because it's really interesting. Because it's not like you drop my phone. Because then it's like, of course, I'll pay for you. I'll give you money.
I didn't hit it out of your hands.
Right. So
physically.
It really could be a stalemate.
But I did force you to drop it.
Right. But like, it's on me that I dropped it.
Right.
But I was like afraid, and I reacted in a way that broke my phone.
Right. Like, what if I didn't try to scare you? What if you were just accidentally scared by me and that caused you to drop your phone? Am I still responsible?
Yeah. But I think this is what would happen. If I did it to you, I would get you a new phone. And if you did it to me, I would get myself a new phone.
So either way, you're getting a phone. Also, if you did it to me, I would sue. Even if
you have sued me a lot.
Yeah, I think
there's several pending class action lawsuits
against you. That's a lawsuit.
The state of California versus Jake Hurwitz.
That's me. That's my nickname in court. I call myself the state of California, baby. So this is If I Were You, the only advice podcast on the whole internet, hosted by us. I'm Amir.
I'm Jake.
And this, what do I say now? Do I describe the show, or do we do other stuff?
Usually we tickle each other for a bit.
I have amnesia, and you're teaching me how to be me again. And then what do I say?
And then you tweet a picture of your penis and you give me money.
Oh,
that's
Right now during the show, I do that
every single episode.
Why do you want me to shame myself before I give you cash?
I think it'll be silly.
Would I get kicked off Twitter for that?
I think you're allowed to post pictures of your penis on Twitter.
Yeah,
I think you're allowed to post nudes.
Because can you? I don't know.
I've definitely seen them on there. No,
I bet you can't, because then there would be a lot more. Like if you're a porn star or a nude model on Twitter, wouldn't a lot of people just post their photos on Twitter?
Yeah,
Nudes?
Porn stars post nude photos on Twitter,
but not on Instagram.
You're not allowed to on Instagram.
So you're not allowed to on Instagram, but you are on Twitter?
I don't know maybe they're just more. It seems like wouldn't ever be encouraged. I don't know, but maybe.
This is why we're losing to China. I swear, dude.
Because they let people post on
everything,
nude things everywhere
on Alibaba.
China.
You can go on Alibaba.
That's why I bought that Alibaba stock.
Yeah, because you only invest in things tangentially related to tits.
I've got one stock.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you have one share.
I have a bond.
You have a single share of Alibaba and one bond, U.S. Treasury bond, a T-bill, a 5-year
and then
T-bill.
Stamps.
Yeah. What I'll do is
they'll never depreciate.
Of course they will.
What?
That's the stupidest thing. They never depreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33-cent stamp.
Yeah.
That money will be worth less in 5 years.
Right, but the stamp will always be worth the same.
Right.
But
the value of the stamp will go down.
Well, sure.
So why even buy the stamps?
By
the way, you have so many stamps in your room. Real quick before we get into the show. Doesn't this seem like an article you would see on the front page of a fluff news site like Yahoo News or maybe BuzzFeed? It's guy sends 100 envelopes with stickers instead of stamps. Click here to see how many got returned to him.
That's interesting.
So you just buy stickers. You don't even buy, because a stamp is basically just a sticker that says something on it.
Right.
So what if I just put on an envelope?
It doesn't have to scan anything?
I don't think so. I think I could just put a little dinosaur stamp on an envelope and give it to the is a postman really going to be so busy making sure this one letter doesn't go through? I don't know. That's just a little life hack for you guys.
It'd be fun to try.
Buy stickers.
People's rent checks are just lost in the mail forever.
This episode is brought to you by stickers.com. The only way to send stickers online. And then, so who's an example of someone that you hate? Someone that you think secretly you've been feeling or harboring ill will towards that they don't know, but ideally they listen to the program. So like this is your
right.
Like I would say Jon Wolf.
Really?
Yeah. So Jon Wolf at our office.
That's funny because that would have been mine too.
I know. I saw what you when I said.
Well, you said John. I said I mouthed Wolf at the same time.
Yeah. You started howling, and then we knew.
Ow!
Yeah. So he's a complete idiot.
Right.
He's a moron.
Well, he's not just a moron. I think a moron lets him off the hook too much. Yeah. Because I think he makes decisions to be bad. That's what I think.
Oh, so moron is sort of blissfully ignorant, and we're talking about.
I think a moron can be happy.
Yeah. He's
a misanthrope
on purpose.
I've actually seen him rob charities.
How so? That's actually his nickname.
Rob Hey, I'm Rob. Rob charities.
Oh, that sounds nice, but now that I think about it,
Rob charity.
You rob charities.
No, at McDonald's, Jon Wolf will just like take the Ronald McDonald fund.
Oh, out of the coins.
He'll put a little piece of gum on a toothpick.
You know what he does?
He get coins out.
He also has dummy dimes.
Yep.
So like those things at the supermarket where you have to like, it's the March of Dimes, you put in dimes.
Yeah.
He'll spend thousands of dollars making dummy dimes.
It's crazy.
So they think it's filled up so nobody else can donate, and then they go to cash it in.
Yeah.
And it says like, it is a picture of FDR. He gets it engraved, but on the back it says you've been had.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen him at a bar 100% on purpose because he'll do this regularly.
Sure.
As soon as somebody he knows someone's carrying drinks back to like a table of friends. Like a friendly person just bought their friends around a shop.
Yeah.
He'll back up, like look at them, and then back up really swiftly. So they'll drop all the drinks.
Oh, so
all
they
over
have a
the
tray
floor.
of like.
And then he'll say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me get you another round."
And then what does he do?
And then he's like, "You guys are sitting over there. I'll bring it over to the table." And then he'll just he'll leave the bar.
Oh,
so
my
like
God.
they'll drop all the drinks on the ground and then lose their spot at the bar and then not get drinks.
You know what else I saw him do?
What?
When I went to college, a lot of times people would do hunger strikes.
Oh yeah.
So like if like somebody was so like socially outraged at something, he would sit on campus and he wouldn't eat.
Right.
So Wolf walked by one of these guys, and he had these empty wrappers of fun-sized Snickers, and he would like toss them next to him.
Wow.
And then he'd call a police or a newspaper source and be like, "What is
Try
that?
to out this
yeah,
guy.
What is that? You ate that
Just like
fun-sized
to
Snickers?"
undermine his his point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
like,
His cause.
you've been eating snacks.
Wow.
And then he's like, "No, I haven't." Like, well, look at all these things, and he'll smear a little chocolate on the guy's face or on the side of his lip.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Absurd that he would do that.
So Basil on one end,
And then
Wolf.
You know, I've also seen Wolf.
Oh yeah.
You know what? He will sometimes just go to like a little league football or baseball game. He's
You've seen
no single
both.
person there. Yeah,
You've seen both?
He'll just sit on the bleachers, wait for a car to like pull up, like a dad late for his kid's game.
Oh yeah.
And he'll run to the car and he'll say, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It happened in the second inning.
What happened?
Your son, we had to take him to the hospital." And he'll get in the car with the dad. They'll drive to the hospital together.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then once they get there, Jon Wolf will just he'll
open the door.
He'll rob the dad.
Why does he take him to the hospital?
It's crazy. He wants the dad to be panicked and like thinking about other shit.
Well, that makes a lot of sense because he told me that one time he actually set up a dummy infirmary that he took the dad
He's
to.
into dummy shit.
Yeah, he has a lot of
like dummy times and a dummy infirmary.
Yeah, so he set up this whole fake set. And he had a doctor and a nurse, and he even like an entire like EKG monitor, and he even hired a dummy child,
right?
A deaf, dumb, and blind
and
kid.
The kid just lied down. He put a blanket over everything except for the feet, and he wheeled him past the window. And the parents were just like floored.
Yeah, they were flipping out. And I'm like, what do you get from this? Do you get cash? And he says, sometimes I do, sometimes I rob charities.
Yeah.
And then sometimes a lot of it is just me being a public nuisance, a dickling, and a chaos creator.
Yeah, and then I'll howl at the moon and he'll say, "I am Jon Wolf."
How is he still around? How is he still alive? How is he not in jail?
It's crazy.
Because technically none of the things he's doing is illegal.
That's
like another thing.
Dummy dimes are.
Dummy dimes are?
Yeah.
Fake
counterfeit
currency.
money. Yeah, of course. That's
but he's not spending it. He's
also
donating.
robbing people.
Yeah,
we said that.
We did. That's true.
Illegal.
And the emotional trauma caused by telling someone that
you
their
can get
children
sued for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
One time I saw Jon Wolf. Shove a bystander, an innocent bystander. I mean, Wolf did the same thing. He was somebody's best man at the wedding.
Dude, I've seen Wolf.
He downloaded Tinder on his phone.
Yep, on the bride and the groom's phone.
Right.
Swiped for a while too. He even like had some matches. It was damning to be sure.
And then they both find out about the other one.
And that's not the first time he's done that. It's the fucking crazy thing. He downloaded Tinder on his mother's phone.
Oh my
and told his father about it.
Oh my gosh.
If you can imagine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can only imagine because we're talking about the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This vigilante. This social vigilante.
This werewolf.
This man, this coward man, this yellow man. So you say
chicken man,
yeah, this chicken human. So you're saying Wolf sent out that wedding announcement for the couple that had just broken up.
Yeah,
the guy got caught cheating on his girlfriend.
He'll often do things like that.
And so he'll just investigate, do a little completely private eye, unpaid snooping, really.
Yeah.
And he'll find out a couple that just broke up in a very public, embarrassing, shameful way.
And then he'll send out
he'll Photoshop wedding announcements, and he'll find out who their friends are.
Dark attitude.
So much effort to send out a wedding announcement so that then as they're going through this horrible, emotionally destructive thing, they're also fielding calls and emails of saying congratulations.
And they probably want space, but in this time they have to be to deal with this crisis.
Exactly, and they cannot.
This PR nightmare.
This PR nightmare bullshit.
That he is just and he's like a master puppeteer,
and he doesn't get off to seeing it because he's never even there. Like, he doesn't know this couple,
right?
He's not experiencing the fallout.
He's often busy planning his
next con,
next con, his long con, short con. It doesn't matter.
He doesn't even see it. He just likes in the back of his head knowing that he's an agent of chaos.
Right.
He created this.
He'll
chaos.
start a forest fire and walk away, his back turned the entire time, never even turning to look.
Nor does he check the newsletter to see if it worked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
that doesn't get him off.
Right.
What gets him off is just knowing in the back of his head that people are scrambling.
That he's disrupting.
Yeah, the status quo. Things are different because of him, and always for the worse. Because he's hungry like Jon Wolf. Oh, yeah. The laced treats actually reminds me of the time that Wolf set up that bake sale.
Oh,
yeah,
of course.
He didn't even donate it.
Yeah,
he literally started a bake sale.
Yep.
And urged so many people to bring stuff and bake stuff for it. And he replaced all the treats, so he would throw away the fresh brownies and cookies and replace it with his laced food.
That's interesting. I just realized I was thinking of a different bake sale scheme that he did.
Oh, really?
Where he actually made an amazing it was an amazing dish. Just like tons of sweet treats, delicious food. And all the signs just said, it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. So people really supported it. He raised, over $1,000, but then he ended up donating the money to the KKK.
Oh, so he did
he took an ad out in the newspaper to say and there are pictures of people supporting
giving money.
the money
so it's like
to the
he defamed characters in his local community.
So these are the people that went to the KKK bake sale.
Such a dickling move.
It really is.
That actually, it's so weird you bring that one up because then it jogs to my mind yet a third bake sale scheme.
He was on that tip for a bit.
He went through a phase or something. Mm-hmm. He heard about a bake sale, like a neighborhood bake sale, to raise money or awareness or something for they wanted to turn a firehouse into a public space.
Yep.
So they were raising money to make enough rent to save the firehouse.
That's really nice. That sounds like a good cause.
This one is super subtle. It's almost nothing, but he.
That's almost what makes it.
Yeah. Everyone's selling these baked goods, and he showed up with 10 pizzas.
Well, just to undermine.
I don't think to undermine. I think more like he wanted the person in charge to have to tell him that they couldn't sell pizza because it was a bake sale. So it was such a small thing that he wanted to put the organizer in a weird.
Make them a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Because you feel bad. He spent a lot of money on the pizzas, which he did, and then but you can't just sell pizza slices at.
And actually, I heard about this. Maybe not from you, but another one of our mutual friends. because when he was told, eventually, the person was very kind. They said, like, we can't selling this. He threw them all out in a trash can in a big display,
like in a huff,
and then like angrily stood around brooding nearby the bake sale.
He didn't leave the scene.
No, he didn't just go home. He and this is the even craziest part. He brooded for like maybe an hour.
Oh gosh.
Then he stormed off in a huff. Everybody felt relieved. 20 minutes later, he came back, and everyone was like a little fearful that he came back to hurt someone.
He had 2 pizzas, didn't he? Yeah, he was wondering. He's like,
he came back with a calzone, actually.
Said, maybe this will do. And they felt too bad to like tell him to turn around. But the calzone was laced. It was laced. And it ended up being laced with like Visine. The wolf lives. I just hope he doesn't get injured doing parkour at one of those parks that Wolf has already gotten to. You know how he does the where he spritzes Vaseline,
right? And he'll do Vaseline, and I've seen him like loosen a bar on the monkey bars, and it's always the last one. So there's sort of like one mad desperate grab for the last one, and then boom, you fall.
And he's never there to see it.
Nope,
he doesn't want to see it.
The wood chips. Like those park with the wood chip floor.
Yeah.
Seen him just spread tacks around on them.
Oh, or he like very subtly like makes them all point. A lot of what he does is subtle.
Subtle, yeah.
So he'll make them all point in a specific way where it hurts when you walk on it.
Yeah.
Because usually wood chips are random and like over the course of time they become
he'll just
soft
go
and
around.
flattened.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll
turn them all
worse.
up.
And it's nearly impossible to ID because he does it with the gloves. He does it with gloves.
Yeah.
So.
Though I couldn't imagine a police officer,
fingerprint. Right, it's
running a fingerprint
again, it's not
test.
a crime. Technically, nothing he's doing is illegal, which is so ultimately fucked beyond fucked.
Right.
So support his hobby. Get into phones. Get into parkour. You don't have to film him. Right. And if you can't get past it, you shouldn't tell him to stop. If anything, you should just stop being with him.
Right. Just focus on other stuff. Also, I just wanted to mention one time, Jon Wolf, I heard he...
I think we're thinking of the same story.
You do?
Yeah.
The old folks home one?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Where he went up on an entire floor in an old folks home, told every single occupant in every single room that their grandchildren were there to see them and they would be right up. So they all like wheeled out into the hallway and they were so excited.
Right.
And he just left.
And I heard that story and I was like, what? Sorry, they let him in, this stranger in, and they're like, no, John has been volunteering here for a year.
So it
was such a long con. Yeah. And a lot of it is subtle. None of it is illegal. And it's, I don't know. That's the wolf.
He's a nuisance.
He is, but so much more so than that.
Right.
Because he's only He's only a nuisance, and he's nothing ever better.
Right. He's a public enemy. I really think he is.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody here knew about that, but just to reiterate it, thank you, Lewis, for writing that and recording it. Jon Wolf, do you watch Adventure Time?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard John Global Wolf speak for the first time on camera.
Howdy.
The Dave Rosenberg. So for those of you who don't remember, don't know, or haven't listened to our podcast before, we've regaled people with stories about you, John. You found out. How did you find out that we were because we didn't know that it was going to happen until it happened, and it just came out, and it felt right. And then we started telling stories about you. And then stories just came out of the woodwork about you.
Right. I guess you have a long reach.
Yeah, about this guy, this Jon Wolf guy.
How did I find out about the Jon Wolf? How did Jon Wolf find out about the Jon Wolf stories?
Yeah.
Well, I was minding my own business.
It already sounds like a lie, but continue.
Objection.
Leading.
Conjecture.
All right, so you were minding your own business.
I was minding my own business. I get all these tweets from people. Hey, Jon Wolf, you're such a coy diva roach. Hey, you asshole. How could you do that?
Right.
I can't believe you could do such a thing.
Right.
And I was like, what? Very vague.
Vague tweets.
And I was like, coy diva roach, that's some Jake and Amir language right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see what's up. On their podcast, that Monday, episode 119
wow, nice.
came out. The Wolf.
Oh yeah.
And I saw that title.
Was
and I
that
was
all
like,
because it was Jon Wolf? There was nothing else.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was like we were talking about people that are just good guys, and then we're
Yeah.
talking about people that are bad guys.
Yeah.
And then
You said some very nice things about George Basil, which
Yeah,
I completely agree with.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And then we were like, who do we hate? And then we just
Yeah.
talked about John
Yeah.
and all the non-illegal, very subtle dickling.
Did you know
things.
that I listened to the podcast, or were you just like gonna talk shit about me? Regardless.
I think we thought. Well, I mean, you're the one that said it. You said
Yeah.
his name for the first time.
Yeah, I think I was hoping. I guess I was looking for a name in our actual lives instead of making one up.
Sure.
And then I had actually heard all these evil things about you, so it all came out, and it felt so natural.
Yeah. So you heard I'm sorry. You heard that. You
It's
heard
like you were being honest for a second.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you just wanted to say the name of somebody that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
And like
Seemingly nice.
right,
Yeah.
seemingly nice. And then I, rather than say like, "What are you talking about? He's a nice guy," I
Yeah.
just jumped on. I was like, "Yes, he is a dick," because I had
Yeah.
heard these things as well.
Right.
And then it was sort of like
from whom?
I felt I
Sorry,
felt like
who
I was in a
told you
safe
that?
place and I could talk about.
I
all
ran
the-
a bake sale and
Yeah.
gave the proceeds to the KKK. Like who was saying those things besides you guys?
because you want to off them.
Yeah, I got to know who they are so I can put them on my list.
I have a list of really short stories that I've heard about you. Can you just say true or false to some of these?
Sure.
You bring fast food on an airplane but never eat it.
False.
So like you have a flight coming up and then you'll buy like 2 Whoppers and fries.
Right, just so it sort of smells bad for other people.
yeah, or like it smells good, but you never
it's
actually.
sort of just like a bad thing to have on an airplane because either like you like the smell and you wish you had a
Right.
Whopper and you don't, or you dislike the smell of fast food and you
Right.
smell it your whole entire airplane ride.
But you
say
never
you-
actually eat it. You just sort of keep it under your seat.
That's a really good one. But
Yeah.
no, I don't. I don't do that.
What do you usually do on an airplane?
I usually like, buy a
How do you
bottle of
fuck with people?
How do you fuck with people on an airplane? I usually sit in the aisle seat and then pretend I'm asleep so they can't get
So they can't get out.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it depends on what seat he has. If he finds
Yeah.
out he has a window, he
Yeah.
will chug water after water.
Oh no! So he
just
does have to pee.
He
Yeah.
just has to eat constantly getting
Yeah.
right, and he'll do this on
So
a
I'm
red
not-
eye.
Yeah, I'm not- yeah.
He'll actually take the red eye for no apparent reason. He'll then take the next flight back to with the other coast.
Or the opposite, like you were saying, you sit in an aisle seat, and you
Right.
pretend to be asleep with like
Yeah.
a do not resuscitate.
Do not wake up sign
Yeah.
on me.
Do not disturb.
Yeah,
And
you
nobody
s-
can get out.
And you only fly when you're congested, so that you snore loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. You shit at Starbucks, but don't lock the door, so people walk in on you. And then
No.
they feel bad,
Oh,
but
God,
you didn't
no.
technically do
That is
anything
a
for it.
perfect globalism.
Yeah,
by
that
the
is
way.
that is local to a T. Because it's you're not doing anything bad. You're just sort of putting people in a
Sure.
bad
Like
position.
making
Right.
someone's day way worse.
Yeah.
Well, the door's closed, but I just don't lock
unlocked.
it.
That's right.
And if someone knocks, you say nothing, which is
So
fine.
I want them
Because you're
to come
listening.
in.
You have earbuds in, but you're not listening to music. Is that
Right.
true?
No,
Oh, that's also
that is
false.
that is also false. No, I don't poop in
All right.
public bathrooms. Can't do it.
I got I got a laundry list of other things, but you
Sure.
know what? At the end of the day, this is an advice podcast,
Right.
So I think we
Of
should
course.
do our best to advise these people, these real people, out of their sticky situations. People will email us at ifiwereyoushow@gmail.com, and they're in a difficult place. And me and Jake, will offer our guidance. Sometimes it's just us, and sometimes Jon Wolf joins us. And this is
Hello.
it. This is that first time.
Can I just say up top, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Oh, no, of
this
course.
Is I'm more than honored.
Oh,
You're
good.
more than honored.
Yeah.
Flattered.
Yeah. Nice. I feel like we're talking to. This is like my version of the Jinx right now. Like to be able to sit across. He's blinking a lot.
Listeners
the
at home, you can't
burping.
see, but he's blinking a lot.
His eyes are black
Put
as the night.
Put your eyes really close to the microphone so we can hear it.
Yeah, thank you guys. This is really a huge fan of the podcast.
No problem.
Second thing I want to say real quick.
Sure.
Mom just turned it off.
Oh, your
like-
mom also listens.
She
Does your
will
mom listen? Well, she'll
My
listen if
parents
you're on
are
it.
they're very supportive. They follow me on Twitter and Tumblr and all that stuff.
Oh.
And Mom, we will talk about this, but
I'll let you know how it went.
yeah,
but not why it went.
Yeah.
Or where.
you just Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Mom, I love you, but you do not want to be listening.
Mom, I
Just a quick
love
message
you.
for my mom.
Yeah.
Because she listens as well. You're the best mom in the world. Better than any other mothers that have been mentioned so far.
Oh, it's not a competition.
It absolutely is a competition.
I don't think that's what he meant by that.
You know what? It's not a competition. Because my mom has first place.
No, and then it
You can leave it on.
Two, though. Out
Leave
of two.
You have two mothers?
No. Your mom got first place out of two. It's
Yeah.
not saying all that much.
Also, if it's first place, then it is a competition. If it's not a competition,
Well, it's not a
nobody would
competition
place.
because my mom won first place. The competition is over.
So it was a competition.
It was a competition, but it's not currently a competition.
Can I just read this question?
Actually, no.
Not until you admit to me. All right, we need a girl's name. Global? What do you got? Maybe someone
with-
from your life?
Let's go with Iris West.
Whoa.
Who's that?
She's a character on The Flash, the CW, 8 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Oh, you can't plug that shit, dude. All right. Here's my problem, writes Iris West. I'm a 19-year-old girl from New Zealand, and I don't think I'm particularly unattractive, but there's one thing that is letting me down. I'm 6'1", and while that's not ridiculously tall, I feel like it's the first thing guys notice, and I worry it turns them off. I've had crushes on shorter guys, but they've never really been interested in me, and when they are interested, it feels weird going on dates with them, and I feel like people are staring at us. Am I just being paranoid? Even guys the same height as me tend to bring it up. Does a girl have to be shorter than her boyfriend? And would either of you two date a girl that's taller than you? My dad says short guys will get short man syndrome, get insecure, and beat me up. But is it rude to eliminate an entire group of the population from my dating pool just because of their height? Thanks, Irish West.
Is it rude
Iris West.
to emancipate yourself from your father for saying that?
I'm sure he was just joking.
Jesus.
Have you ever dated someone taller than you?
Probably, but I'm 6'2", so someone taller than me is like an inch taller than me, maybe.
You dated a 6'3"
It's definitely possible.
freak
I
of
do not
nature. The thing is, this is New Zealand, so like she's actually the shortest girl there.
Right.
Yeah, everyone in New
there
Zealand is
is-
6'4" plus.
Well, I was
all
going to say,
statues.
yeah, no, but everyone else in New Zealand are hobbits.
Yeah.
So she's
So that's
She's a
why
giant.
Yeah, she's
A giant
3.5
Tess,
feet taller than
actually.
everybody else.
That's true. She's a troll. An ogre.
Have you dated someone taller than you, Jake?
Well, I've definitely fucked somebody that was taller than me.
For sure.
how's that?
Great. I would date. I don't think. I mean, I never really dated. What is dating?
Yeah.
Like, not really. What is it? What would you consider?
Oh my god.
Like
You've
more
just
than-
never even heard of
Like,
it.
I've had sex with them.
Probably like
3
spending
or 4 times.
Oh, I
meaningful
meant
time with someone.
yeah,
in the
yeah, like
daytime,
yeah,
I guess,
maybe
or at night.
Yeah,
Then never. I've never done that.
like if hanging out with a girl when the sun is out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. When we're not drunk.
The
The next morning.
It's just like thinking or caring about someone that you see on a regular basis.
yeah, beyond just the physical attraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course. Geez, I sound like global now. No, I've certainly been attracted to girls that are taller than me. I have been and still am. That's great. I mean, that's
Yeah.
This girl, I feel like being
that's like
6'1"
an
is awesome. That's not a problem.
Amazonian goddess. Yeah.
I feel like the long con is John is really good on this podcast. Starts his own advice podcast.
Oh.
It gives great, thoughtful, kind advice for
dozens
years
of
and years,
episodes.
years.
Yeah.
Years. Yeah.
And then just once, if he
Switches it up.
Yeah, just be negative to one
Yeah.
person.
Wow, and
Or-
then he's
yeah.
already gained the respect of the community of
He
listeners.
can ostracize anybody at that point.
Right, because he's earned
Yeah.
it.
This is like Hitler level bullshit, actually.
It's such a deep level of commitment.
Yeah.
This, like the Jon Wolf that you guys talk about has unlimited time and unlimited resources.
Yeah, that's
to
right.
fly back and forth on red eyes.
It's kind of like the character we write for me. I'm just infinitely wealthy when I need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't limit our imagination by things like time and money.
Sure, we can't.
Can I ask you another question, a true falsism about you, Jon Wolf?
Sure.
Just because I want to get to the bottom of a lot of these stories.
Of course, you've got a laundry list to get through. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In crowded areas, you'll text yourself just so it makes the noise and everyone thinks they're getting a text and you never
Oh,
check
that's
your
really
phone.
funny. No, I don't do that.
But you do think that's funny?
I thought that was, so.
But you did like it?
That's the type of shit that you would get off to?
I think that's funny. I had a prank idea like 6 months ago or something where you get your friend's ringtone and you record it and you put some device like in their apartment that just randomly plays the text ringtone every once in a while.
Yeah, that's sort of the
very
same
softly.
Yeah, that's very subtle and it's very
and completely legal.
Not illegal.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I just saw you. I don't want to interrupt the podcast, but I saw Jon Wolf turn his phone on loud and he took it off airplane mode.
So he's going to be doing that to everyone.
I mean, I just
So
don't
you're
know.
just
I
right
don't know
on
what his
the
angle is,
podcast.
but maybe he's expecting a phone call in the middle of the podcast that just might interrupt.
The really
things.
subtle thing is I'm not. So it's not even my fault.
He just is fucking with you, so you bring it up.
Right.
Christ.
That's how deep I'm inside you. I'm so incepting you right now.
When John produces music videos, he puts police sirens in them so that when people are listening to them in the car.
No, I think that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Songs should not be allowed to have police sirens
Yeah, that's
or honks.
crazy.
Yeah, that should be a law. When
Yeah.
we figure out the rest of society, that should be the first law that they try to pass. When everything else is going good.
Right. There's been a decade of peace.
Like, now we can finally tackle a honk in a music song.
A war
At
breaks
least
out.
the radio edits.
Yeah, at the very least. All right. Can I read another question?
Sure.
Fucking hate to
Yeah,
say it, but I
agree
agree
with
with
me, man.
Global again.
Really?
Yeah, I think me and him are going to start a podcast together.
Holy, this is what he wants. Don't
No,
you
it's
see?
not. It's not.
Oh my
It's just-
God, he's telling
I don't
he's
want
giving
this.
advice
No,
that
stop,
you wanted
please.
to give.
We just get along better. Me and him will probably start we're going to start our own podcast.
Dude, I'm telling
Yeah.
you shouldn't start a
You
podcast
don't-
with him.
You don't.
You
God,
know
you
he's
don't know
fine.
him, man.
Oh my
I do.
God. This
He's
is
a nice guy.
He actually said you'd be talking me out of it. And it's like, it's fine when it's like, oh, I'm squeezing your neck muscle. But like, was she like squeezing down on your like trachea, like actually cutting off oxygen?
That's the part where I wasn't really into it.
You're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
what you did. She actually like went for the actual strangulation. It just
Yeah.
wasn't it wasn't just like a playful squeeze on the neck. It was like actually cutting air off to your brain.
She's pretty dedicated, I would say.
Oh yeah, she
This
went
girl,
for
I
it.
mean, she, you know,
Wolf
some
actually
people,
struggled for a full minute.
I don't know,
He
some
clubbed her
people
over
like
the
to
head
be
with a
like
clock.
rough. I don't know.
Get out from her
Glogo's
grip.
hands were just like reaching for anything on the coffee table. He
She
finally-
was a vigilante hero who was sent to murder him.
It was a really, really long con because then I had the fingerprints on my neck, and then I went into the police station. I said this was not consensual.
Yeah, you were wearing a prosthetic neck that
Yeah.
actually held indentation
Yeah.
longer than normal.
No, she was cool.
Wait, we're back. Let's talk about this. This is a pretty big deal.
I ask Local if he flosses every day. He doesn't
said,
know
of
where I'm
course.
going with this.
but I feel like we're
I think I'm-
trapping.
Objection, leading the witness.
I can get him in a corner.
I really think he's almost trapped. All right, continue. What were you saying?
I will get him to admit to every wrongdoing. It's a very, very, very delicate web I'm weaving.
With
But
floss.
Your dentist said you have shallow gums.
Yeah,
what does
it
that
was just-
mean?
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah, of course.
Your gums are supposed to travel down in between every teeth. And when they don't, it's a sign of gums like not supporting the teeth well enough.
Yeah.
And so one way to do
to help the
support
gums,
gum disease is by flossing the bacteria away.
Absolutely.
Is that what
That's
you
my
meant?
understanding too. I didn't go to.
Some people never
dentistry
floss.
school.
For
But
very
I floss
long.
it every
but
day.
he did go. John did go to dentistry school.
Yeah.
I
We
just
don't
said
know
I
why.
did not.
Just because he would fart in the back of the class.
We don't
So there's a
know
lot
how.
of dentists that are like upset because like most of their education was spent in a really smelly classroom because of
I would
Local.
go. What?
Yeah.
No.
Just to pass
Jon
gas.
Wolf graduated dentistry school, became a dentist, worked his way up. Just so he could. It's so weird saying he. Just so I could.
I went to
Just
dentistry
this character.
school.
I went to dentistry school just to be that dentist who like starts working in your mouth and then talks to you.
Oh yeah, and like occasionally spits in your
Yeah.
mouth.
just once.
Just once. Yeah.
God, can you imagine? I don't know if there's an occupation I want to do less than dentist. Just
Yeah, it's the highest rate of
scraping.
suicide.
What about a podiatrist?
No, I would totally rather be a podiatrist. I can get into feet, but like just
Not teeth.
scraping dirt out of people's teeth and mouth.
Well, that's a
for
hygienist.
the hygienist, yeah.
The dentist just rolls up, looks in, and is like, "Cool."
Well, yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
all
only
right.
they only play the big games. I'm talking root canals.
Wait, but aren't they still drilling into my like? Teeth
Yeah, they'll do the
sometimes?
cavity fillings.
The worst.
Yeah.
The most painful. All right. We wanted to talk real quickly that we're going to Australia. Have you ever been to Australia?
I wish.
Yeah. You wish you had, or you wish you would come with us?
Both. I wish that I could go with you and experience Australia for the first time with you guys.
Oh, that'd be great.
You've earned that,
The
right?
tour with Glocal.
The Glocal tour.
We,
Touring locally. How many weeks do I need to take off work?
2 it looks like, but the
We
shows
also
are
don't
for
work.
5 days. Oh yeah, we're now
Independently
independently.
wealthy.
Yeah.
We have infinite money and time.
Right.
And hey, technically, Australia is work.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
That's true. You're not taking off work. I
So
am.
chill with the accusations.
You got us riled up. That's why you came here.
June 9th at the Gov in Adelaide. June 10th at the Corner in Melbourne. We've gotten a lot of emails and tweets that we're pronouncing
pronouncing
Melbourne.
something. Sure.
Where do you guys land on that? If
Melbourne.
it's spelled Melbourne and Melbourne is how you say it in their accent, aren't I still pronouncing it correctly when I say Melbourne?
I don't know, but I
Probably not.
This is me on stage at Melbourne. They're like, no,
What's
say
the
Melbourne.
deal
Melbourne?
with Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Brisbane?
Yeah, Brisbane. June 11th at the Metro Theatre in Sydney. That show is almost sold out, and we just got an email that said they're making it all ages.
Oh shit! The Sydney show is all ages.
Yeah. So
Get
if
on
you're
that, motherfuckers.
17, 16, 15, 14. Don't come if you're 13, 12, 11. Skip 9s.
All
8s.
ages.
All ages except
Except
for 9 and 13. That
13
Sydney
is bad
show.
luck. We skipped that age.
Sydney show almost sold out, but it is now all ages. June 12th at
Is that the only one
Triffid.
that's all ages?
For now, we're working on it.
All
We're
right.
working
Well,
on
I'm
it.
not doing anything.
Yeah, but people are working on
Cool.
it. June 12th at the Triffid in Brisbane and June 14th at the Astor in Perth. See, like, when I say Perth, there are people
That's probably
complaining,
fine.
like, no, you should
no
only
one
say
says-
P-E-T-H, Perth.
Beth?
Like, are they telling me to say
mate,
it in
you
an
gotta go to
accent?
Perth.
Or is that how you... I don't know. I don't know enough about languages. Either way, we're
What's
going to
that?
be in Australia. We could talk about it in person if you come to the shows.
Perth, Brisbane,
Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Sydney,
Sydney.
Adelaide. No, it's Adelaide.
Adelaide,
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Nice.
Thanks.
You can't go there anymore.
Really?
Yeah, you've just been
I have
banned.
to. I have to specifically apologize for that at customs.
Like Bart Simpson on the border of Australia and America.
Saturday Shorts was taken.
Wow.
Really?
Fucked up.
That's too bad.
And
What
then
about Sunday
By
shorts?
you often will just squat on domain names.
I
that sound
squatted
fun.
on a domain name for 8 years,
yourselves.
uploaded one video, and now
Global.
Wait, do you have any more of his stories?
Oh shit! Yeah.
I've got a story.
Oh really?
This is how you guys have you guys have incepted your way into my life.
Okay, let's hear one of yours.
Fuckers. I can't see like the name Wolf without thinking, oh, Jon Wolf, as like not myself, but this
Right, as
character.
That's so crazy.
I got like a mailer for this play that's just called Mr. Wolf,
oh man.
and I was just like, oh fuck, Jon Wolf. Or like at my apartment building, to get into the garage, there's a gate, and lately there's been a push by management to close the gate.
Yeah. People hate open gates for some reason.
Yeah. Apparently there's been some robberies in the area. I don't know. My car was
weird.
broken into.
Oh, so I
Sounds
guess
like
it couldn't
something
be
might have
you.
done.
Didn't do it.
No, I guess why would it be John? His own car was broken into.
Yeah, I just
He
said
wanted
that.
people
I like
to
that.
think.
So now the management is
Yeah.
up in arms.
Yeah.
They're posting signs like "close the gate."
Yeah,
which
please.
just, like messes with the.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Yeah, the block doesn't look as nice with the sign
Oh,
like that.
of course.
So I get
Lowering
home and the
property
gate
value.
is closed. Often it's not locked. It's just like latched shut. But it's just I've driven home. I'm tired from a long day of work.
Yeah.
And I have to get out of my car and open this gate. And every time I do it now, I think, man, this is such a Jon Wolf thing to do. Like sometimes it's the middle of the day and I come home and it's closed. And I'm like, some fucking Jon Wolf Global just closed it because he knew that I would have to get out of my car.
open
And
it.
it's so subtle because it's protecting me.
Right.
It's protecting my car.
So you
But I
can't
hate
really
it.
complain
I can't
about it.
complain about it.
Yeah.
But I really want to.
That is a Jon Wolfism.
It's a very Jon Wolfism.
Here's another Jon Wolfism. Tell me if this is true. You jump over the subway turnstile leaving the station. So
Oh,
you're
that's
not
funny.
sneaking in, you're just sneaking out, which sort of just puts people on high alert and like it starts
An
like the
undercover
cops
cop
start
will, his-
hesitate towards you
Right.
before it realizes.
and that kind of gives him away for people who are actually breaking the law.
God, I wish I was agile enough to jump over a subway turnstile. Yeah.
All right, so you're denying that one,
I'm going to say
which
that
is
one's
fine,
false. Yeah.
So you're going on the record as denying everything.
which is probably not true. But
fair.
last one.
Hey,
You go to open houses. So like on Sunday, there's a bunch of open houses around Los Angeles or whatever city you live in.
Buyer's market.
Absolutely. And you'll just walk around with your holding your arm, like holding your hands behind your back. So you seem very like smart and authoritative. and then you like
He
step
knows
on,
how to do it.
Yeah,
He, like,
exactly.
plays the
you don't
ball.
have to tell me.
You'll step on floors and be like, feels a little slanted. You're talking to yourself, not to anyone else. But like people will overhear it. And then you like touch a knob and you're like, Jesus, why not just spring for the good stuff? Like stuff like that.
Again,
to
under my
yourself.
breath.
Yeah, under your breath. But like people sort of hear it and like start to realize like maybe they shouldn't put an offer on this house.
And
Oh,
then, like, a lot
it's
of
loud
time,
enough for
they'll be
other
like-
people, but not the realtor.
Yeah,
but it's loud
exactly.
enough for.
Yeah, for other people to hear.
Other-
And then like the
And there'll be like
the-
apples and cookies, you know, things out like they put in the open house.
Right.
And John will take like one bite and it's like, oh, and
Yeah.
then ask for a trash can.
Immediately.
or he'll put
apple.
it back.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that
which is
too.
not illegal.
Not a,
Very subtle.
And then, like, if you walk up to the broker at one point and be like, "Is there a typo in the asking price? It seems a little high." And then they're like, "No, that's what we're hoping to get. And we probably will get." And you just laugh and walk away.
I leave. I leave the open house. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So then it's like,
Sure.
who would want to put in an offer? Like, this guy just said that like this was like probably $100,000 too much.
Right. Also,
Right.
on the way in, you purposely step in dog shit. So you're like kind of tracking it around the whole
Right.
house the entire time.
And you'll get to what? How many open houses can you do in like one neighborhood in a day? 8, 12, 16?
I mean, it depends on how.
So you're admitting
much
that you
time
know?
No,
You know?
I'm just guessing.
You got him in a corner. Finally. But you know what? It's not illegal.
I want to. Let's redact that statement
So
from the
he can't-
record, please.
He can't be caught. How can he be caught?
Do you know, during the break, I actually passed by the thermostat. Did you turn it up?
I did not. I didn't touch it.
It was at 98 degrees. And I think that
Jesus.
might have been something that you did on your
Absolutely.
way in.
Do you like that band or something? Is that your little calling card or something?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Nick Lachey himself.
Which really just puts people off a little
Yeah.
bit. when they
Why
find
couldn't you
out.
choose Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? You had to choose the other option.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I would say if you asked a lot of people in your life how you make them feel, it's ill at ease, is what they say.
Yeah, ill at ease.
A lot of them
That
are
makes me
ill
so
at ease.
sad.
And when rooms are 98 degrees, it's like the same temperature as your own body. So you
Right.
start like feeling a little lightheaded, like you
Right.
don't know where your own skin doesn't really separate any temperature change. So it just gets you a little nauseous. Is that true?
No.
You've already said enough. You bastard.
My silence has said too much.
All right. We have one question left.
God, that's funny. Did the real estate thing, is that from you, Amir, or is that from the Reddit? I got to read the subreddit.
Oh no, that's one that I heard. It wasn't from our subreddit.
Yeah, it was that came
Through
through
the
the wild.
grapevine.
That was just you hear things.
Sure.
When you hang out enough. What do you people must be confused. Who are you and what do you actually do? Like how do we even know you?
I am a producer
Uh-huh.
for Big Breakfast College Humor.
So what you help make the videos that College Humor
Help
makes.
make the videos. I was lucky enough to help produce, I want to say, 8 Jake and Amir's.
Our road
The road
trip.
trip.
The road trip, yeah. A real pleasure.
Which was a fucking hard one to do because we had to shoot on the road and
Yeah.
figure out
And
how
you were-
to get
I,
from here to
I
there.
wish I was there.
That would have been really fun if you were.
Yeah. Well,
Who knows what
I
kind of havoc
produced for,
Well, you would have
we had
rigged
so
in
much fun.
Nashville, Austin, New Orleans, to just name a
Yeah,
few.
To name a few.
To imagine you
Santa
in
Fe
Charlotte
somewhere?
really
Yeah.
burns my bones.
During Marty Gras, John will go around with lots of beads and just to get girls to show them his breasts.
And he won't
or
give
their
them the
breasts, and then
beads.
he just won't. He's not required to.
yeah.
And he'll say shame on you.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's really
the beads will say
It's
shame.
entrapment.
The beads say shame.
They're all personalized.
you
Shame
get
on
the
you.
beads of shame.
They're all.
Yeah.
They have different names on them. But what's your name? What's your
Yeah.
name? Amber. Hold on.
Oh, that's real. And then you see her breasts, and then you
It says shame on you, Amber.
Yeah. Or the beads say their father's name. And
Yeah.
you'll do your research.
So fucked up.
Yeah, so
so
it just
subtle.
like no girl wants to be reminded of that at that moment. Beads that say Philip.
I can't imagine.
All right. If I were global, what would you do?
I think if I were global, I would. I think I would start doing really well in biology class and get a rec from a biology teacher to go like intern at like a veterinary hospital, and then I would get in like really good with the staff there and earn their trust, and
Right.
I would be like, "Yo, I can lock up," you know, like you don't need to lock up.
The characters you play, it's insane.
And
Catch
then
me if you can.
I
man.
would. I would.
How many wigs do you own?
One of every color, and then get like, I don't know, like files or something, or like some sort of like saline pill where you could like, so she bites you,
Oh.
and then you like get on your medical records, like, you're like, hey babe, I went to the doctor and like I have rabies from you biting me. But like up for the week up to you telling her that, like you've been taking these saline pills.
What does that do?
Like, it's just like, or something. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what saline does. It's just a word that sounds medical.
It seems like salt water, nothing.
It's something that makes you like foam, like an Alka-Seltz. Just put like an Alka-Seltz in your mouth.
Gotcha.
And then foam at the mouth a little bit every day. So she notices, but you're like, I don't know what it is. And then you go to the doctor and it's like, oh, these bites gave me rabies.
So you convinced her that she's a rabbit of sorts.
Yeah.
That's
what Global
dog.
would do. That's what Global would do.
Which is another option. All right. That's it.